Hey, I got a question on one of the previous videos from one of the listeners about open source licenses. The question was which kind of license I would recommend to use for a new project, for a new open source repository. And the question was about GPL versus 2 or versus 3. I hear this question quite often, and I was asking myself this question many times previously in my career when I was just starting open source, and I tried even to understand the difference between these licenses. There are many of them: BSD, Apache, GPL, MIT, and I gave up. I can tell you I completely lost any interest of understanding the difference, of trying to find the right license. My take now, my opinion about these licenses is that we just don't need them at all. Just use the most simple MIT license. This license covers, not covers everything, but this license allows your users to do whatever they want with your product. They want to copy it, they can copy. They want to sell it, they can sell it. They want to resell it, they want to do whatever they want with your product. They are allowed to do that. You're the author, but they can reuse it, rebuild it, whatever they want. All other licenses, they put some restrictions, they put some limitations on your users, and I don't understand the reason for that, like honestly. Speaking about the strategy of the future of open source world and us as an industry, us as open source programmers, I cannot understand what's the point now in 2020 to actually put any limitations and any restrictions on our users. I think that it made sense maybe 20 years ago when open source was just starting, or maybe I don't know how many years ago, maybe 30 years ago. At that time it was important probably to put limitations because people, they cared about money coming back to them after they create something, some open source code. Because for them at that time open source was something exceptional. They were developing software in a traditional model, sitting in the office, getting the salary, and then they were understanding clearly that all software has to be paid for. And when you do something for the open source, then most probably, I am as an author also want to get some reward for the software I developed. Financial reward, money reward. So I want some cash for what I'm doing. And that's why it makes sense to put some restrictions on the license so that if this product will be used by a financially successful organization, I don't know, a big company, then I can get some money back. Now the whole picture is different. Now we don't have that separation of markets. We don't have a huge, large enterprise market and a very small open source one. I feel that now the balance is different. Now we have a huge open source market, and the market of software which people actually sell is getting smaller and smaller. Okay, it's not really small, but we're getting there. And my prediction is that in 10, 20 years, the open source will dominate completely, and people and companies will rarely develop something commercial, some product, some software which is proprietary, where the code is not open. So more and more will be open source. And in this case, we're not expecting our customers to pay us for the software. We, in this future market, in this future situation, we will expect our customers to pay us for services, for support of this software, for consulting, for maybe for the maintenance of the product, maybe for trainings, maybe for information, for books, for making presentations, for lessons, for something which goes around the software, but not the code itself. And in this case, it doesn't make any sense to actually differentiate licenses, make them good or make them fully open or somehow somewhere restricted. Just doesn't make any sense. The time is different now. The time where we're living in is different. So that's why when you decide which license to use and which particular restriction to put on your user, just don't put any. Just use MIT. MIT is a simple license. I use it right now everywhere in all of my products. It's simple. It lets anybody do whatever they want with your code. They will. In the future, they will. Everybody will just use your code, caring nothing about paying you anything back for the code. They will care about paying you somehow else. Maybe, I don't know, pay attention to this sponsorship on GitHub right now. You can get people who will contribute, who will donate money to you as a developer. They will not pay you for the software, for your licensed software, open, not open. They donate money to you as a developer and say, okay, you are the good guy, I'm gonna pay you a few dollars every month because I like the stuff you develop. And I think this is the future. This is how developers will earn money in the future. Large companies, they will pick the most important developers. They will donate not a few dollars, but a few $100 to each developer. And that's how you get your money like every month. But nobody gonna pay you for the software, for the code. So make your code fully open. Don't care about licenses. Forget those names. They're all from the past. GPL, BSD, they were invented 100 years ago. Not now. We don't need them now. Make it open. That's my opinion. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.